but you can get a new smell, and some of them smell amazing. By the way, don't forget we have a special offer. AK-47 in the car boot. I'm gunning down suckers like I'm out on a duck shoot. Rolex watches and Roger colognes, platinum plated mobile phones. I got no hair but I really don't care. All the honeys still stop and stare. Dealing yayo but never serving any time. Never leaving a trace so they can't prove the crime. Give me a lager and a packet of nuts. Look at me funny and I'll spill your guts. Packing heat like a holiday in Tenerife. Dishing up the truth like a side of roast beef. Slicing up my enemies with my tongue, cause my words are like weapons, so you better turn and run. If you wanna smell good then you've come to the right dude. Just watch your manners and don't be rude. Hello folks and welcome back to the show. So today I'm going to talk about why I don't really deserve this. I'll tell you what that means in just one moment. It's partly linked to what I'm going to say now, actually. By the way, we have a sale going on as I shoot this, okay? It's Black Friday, or I think right now it's the Thursday before it, and we have an amazing sale on at naughtonandwilson.com, link down there in the description. All of our fragrances are 30% off. So we've got Gravitas Essentia, the fantastic follow-up to our first release. That's our most recent release, I think. Chypre Minare, the incredible, powerful, incensey, leathery Chypre fragrance. And we have Bon Viveur, which is citrus with spices and a lot of complexity in it. Actually, maybe my favourite. And Gravitas Prom, of course, the original release. So naughtonandwilson.com is a place to go. We also have amazing bundle deals. You can get all four in the USA for a ridiculously amazing price. And Bon Viveur currently out of stock in the UK, but you can buy the other three for a really amazing bundle price. So 30% off. Do not miss out. You'll probably never get them this affordably again. So very briefly then, I'll just tell you why did I not deserve... What am I talking about? Okay. Well, it is Thanksgiving, I believe, in the USA as I film this, and I don't celebrate that, nor does anyone here in the UK, but I want to give thanks. So it's not maybe the thumbnail was a bit clickbait. I don't really deserve the good luck that I've had in life to be where I am. Okay, so I've got this fantastic fragrance brand. I've got a YouTube channel, and I don't know that I've really worked hard enough or been through enough pain to have earned these things. But I'm going to take it anyway. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit, just briefly then, to give you, because there's no one video out there that gives you a rundown of which of our fragrances is which and which one you might want. I don't think so. Gravitas Prom was our original release, 2020. The perfumer is the illustrious UK perfumer John Stephen. Naughton and Wilson, then, I co-own the brand with Mr. Wilson, so huge thanks to Mr. Wilson, and huge thanks to our perfumer John Stephen for allowing me to be this fortunate. Gravitas Prom is an aromatic fougere with a twist. It has bergamot, lavender, mandarin, coriander, cardamom, pepper, patchouli, oak moss, ambergris, and vanilla. It is rich, it is green in the opening, it is fresh, but it's got a subtle spiciness about it, a certain powdery air, and this kind of warmth that comes from the subtle vanillic undertone. It really is a remarkable, gentlemanly kind of masculine, gentlemanly dressed up kind of vibe fragrance, but with a modern twist enough that it doesn't smell like it was made in the 80s, but there is certainly a nod back to the halcyon era of the fougere fragrances of the designer realm, I guess we're talking about. Some people have compared it to things such as Invasion Barbar by MDCI, Zeno by Davidoff, Bois de Portugal by Creed, so very varying things, and it's none of those, but if you like things like that, then it might be something you want to pay attention to. The flanker to that one then, that we did most recently, is Gravitas Essentia 2023 release, and this adds notes. It's basically similar note lifting, so I won't list them all again, but we have added notes of mint, I should know this off by heart, Artemisia and bay leaf, and it adds a level of freshness, and sort of we've accented the citrus a little bit more, so it could almost be the Eau de Sport version of Gravitas Prom, and it really is fantastic. All of these, I think, kind of year-round. I don't really believe in seasons, but yeah, this is more of the fresh stuff, and it has that zesty citrus zest. Zesty citrus zest is accented exquisitely by perfumer John Stephen in that one. The other one, of course, then, Chypre Fulminare was our 2022 release. This is a potent powerhouse for the 21st, what century are we in? 21st century, last time I checked. So your note listing for Chypre Fulminare is lemon, lime, ylang ylang, and orange in the top. So it does have quite a fresh opening. Don't underestimate that aspect of this one. The mid notes are pepper, incense, and leather, and the base is vetiver, oak moss, labdanum, castoreum, and ambergris. So it has that classic Chypre structure of the green bitterness of oak moss combined with incense, and it does have a fresh opening. There's something really unique and masterful about what perfumer John Stephen has done with this one. There's a subtle incense smokiness, but let's not overstate that. It is beautifully balanced and wonderfully complex and wonderfully rich. So Sheep Performing RA has almost maybe the biggest wow factor. Let's not forget, I'll be honest with you, my total personal favourite, and again, this is part of the video title, I am so lucky, lucky me to have my name, Naughton, on these incredible compositions, and all I have done there is run a YouTube channel where people related to my taste a little bit, and then we've managed to find a fantastic perfumer who really is in tune with the kind of fragrances I like just naturally, by as luck would have it, and we've put together these wonderful products, and I am really just so thrilled. Even if I made no money from it, I would be just so thrilled to have these products in my name. But of course, it is a business, and so bear that in mind. I am biased, and I'm hoping you'll buy them with our special offer, 30% off, if you're watching round about the time I upload this. Bon vivant, then. This is I love this. So bon vivant means someone who enjoys good living, by the way. The other word is bon vivant, but we went for bon vivant. It means the same thing. Okay, lime, lemon, orange, mint. No, not mint. Sorry, mandarin, bay, basil, lemongrass, British gin, my favourite kind of gin, clove, pepper, watermelon, cedar, patchouli, oak moss, and Haitian vetiver. So it's a beautiful freshness, but it's not just a citrus cologne. Okay, one thing our lineup is missing is that straight up citrus kind of fresh eau de cologne, or maybe even aquatic. But we're going to see what's coming next. Bon vivant is citrusy, but is a citrusy chypre with complexity. You may perhaps think of things like Dior's Eau Sauvage, or you may the original 66 formula, or you may think Chanel's Pour Monsieur as things that have some similarities, but it is very much its own thing. Watermelon is just there, it adds greenness, it has this beautiful freshness, so many different fresh notes there, and the herbal tones in the opening I really love, and I really love the vetiver dry down on this one. It's arguably my favourite, depending which day of the week you ask me. So I was very privileged. We started that with a Kickstarter thing way back in late 2019, and that's where all the money came from. And, although my channel is not huge, I'm no Jeremy Fragrance, it was enough to launch these products, and we've had amazing, wonderful success. I'm not a millionaire yet, nowhere near. But, what a privilege and an honour to have been associated with this, and I hope we will continue with that for many years to come. I always say it's not a YouTuber fragrance brand, okay? Now, of course, that's something of of course it is to an extent. Most of the sales come directly or indirectly through people watching my channel, I guess. However, we really want to position ourselves as a British niche fragrance brand, and eventually we would like to be in more retailers around the world. We are in Lucky Scent as well, and we really want to push that and make that the future for our brand. But at the moment, of course, we're very, very privileged. But unlike some of the so-called YouTuber brands where the thing is owned by somebody else, and the YouTuber just puts their name to it or their face to it, and there's nothing wrong with that. I am involved and right to the very core of this brand. Very fortunate for me. The whole thing then of my life then, since I started the Mr. Smelly Odyssey in early 2016, has been very, very interesting and mostly just very, very positive. The channel has never been one that grew exponentially or blew up, but it seems that my core followers relate to the kind of fragrances that I like. I'm very fortunate in that. And I guess because you can say, well, what's his channel like? How does it stand out from others? At least you can say, well, he's Mr. Smelly, he dresses in the kind of dapper way and he does these, silly jokes at the beginning. At least I do have my unique selling point or whatever, whether you like me or whether you hate me. And I guess that's how the channel has been able to plough its own moderately, very qualifiedly successful furrow through the fragrance community, through all the trials and tribulations of the lockdown and what have you. So I consider myself very lucky, and I want to say thank you to you, the people, even if you're just watching. If you could thumbs up the video, that helps. If you could subscribe, thank you, because it's thanks to you guys. And thank you to all the people who've bought the fragrances. That's so much appreciated. And if you've left a nice review on Fragrantica, please do so if you haven't done that already and you like the scents. It really helps the brand out. Okay, so that's the first thing. Other things I've been lucky in my life. I used to be a guitar teacher. I've never worked in a normal kind of 9-to-5 job. And there were some times when things weren't going brilliantly when I was doing that. But I've been very fortunate that I have my own place in Rochester in Kent. And that was due partly to some money that I came into. And I'm not, some people on troll groups are saying I'm a hedge fund child. No, wasn't really a privileged family, but yeah, it did allow me to buy a property outright without having to, it's very hard to get on the property ladder in the UK or most places in the world nowadays. And through a sad circumstance, I was able to do that, and that has been a great blessing for me. So not everybody gets lucky like that, and we take the hand that we're dealt in life. I live in a Western country, Britain. I'm not patriotic really, to be honest with you. But there are a lot worse places you can be born in the world. When you think of some of the things going on in this world at the moment, there are terrifying things going on, and most people have a much worse standard of living and quality of life than me, even on my very worst days. So whenever we're thinking about things, it can be very easy to focus on the negatives. Not everything goes our way in life, and there could be things in my life I could improve on that could be better. But let's be very grateful for what we all have in life. I'm very touch wood. Probably get a terrible disease tomorrow, but my health is good. I have a few friends, close friends. I can count them on one hand, but I know who they are and they're there for me. And I do enjoy my own company too. So I enjoy having this space where I live to myself, and I love making these videos, which is a real privilege that I get to do that. And enough people, thank goodness, touch wood, keep watching them for it to be just about a viable channel. I've also got some nice watches. My watch of the day today is a Rolex Datejust from 1966 with a lovely engine-turned bezel. And of course the famous Jubilee bracelet. It's in steel. And that is a 1603 model. Guys, let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. I will see you in the next video. Don't forget, whatever you're doing in life, let's project it. Although sometimes life may stink, but I'm very grateful for what a nice life I have mostly. But even if yours does stink occasionally, at least we can always smell good. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.